You know, I'm something of a lighthouse keeper myself. It really is amazing these days what can become an internet meme. You just never know exactly what's going to hit the front page of the internet. It could be the most innocuous statement in the world from the most innocuous movie or TV show or whatever, scene from image of any sort, and it could become an internet sensation. Kind of like that one particular line from Spider Man. But anyway, on with the review. The Lighthouse is a film by the masterful Robert Eggers, and it stars William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. For those of you that have immediately dismissed the movie because you think of Robert Pattinson as just that vampire guy in Twilight, please give him a second chance here. He is far more than just some teen idol romantic actor who actually took the role so seriously when he was playing, what's the guy's name? Edward, I think it is. Yeah, Edward. He actually took that role so seriously that the director told him to tone it down. The director himself said, "Stop acting so good. We need you to take this a bit more lightly, okay? This is just a stupid teen movie." He really, in fact, is one of the most talented actors working today. And if you don't believe me, go check out the movie Good Time. When I heard that he was playing Batman, I was also a bit surprised because typically, Batman is really big and bulky, and Robert Pattinson is not. However, since he is such a dedicated actor and he has proved himself over and over again just how talented he is, I really have no fears at all about him being able to take on the Caped Crusader. He is incredible in this movie. Everything down to his accent, his little mannerisms with his eyes, the way he carries himself, his clothing, just everything about him in this movie is perfect. And William Dafoe gives a career-defining performance. Everything about him is also perfect. His mannerisms, his accent, the way he rocks that incredible facial hair, the way that his body even interacts with the lighting itself of the movie is just a delight to watch. And speaking of things that are a delight to watch, the movie has some of the best cinematography that I have ever seen. You know how when you go into those museums and you see those old photographs, it gives you a certain sensation, like just the aesthetic of it feels kind of like you're transported into the past. Well, the Lighthouse is like watching an old photograph come to life. The aspect ratio is also a bit tighter, so it feels a little more claustrophobic, like you are in the lighthouse with them. You are going through this madness, this descent into craziness along with them, which is a really cool touch. And the fact that it's also in black and white really helps because, again, it makes you feel like you're actually watching a photograph from the 1890s, which is when I think this movie takes place. So it serves kind of a dual purpose. The black and white makes the atmosphere that much more dark and that much more suspenseful, but it also makes you feel like you are directly in the period of time in which the movie is set. Another aspect that applies to the incredible atmosphere is the music. If you play the bass clarinet, if you play the cello, if you play pretty much any instrument that has that ability to play those low, guttural, eerie tones, you're going to be a huge fan of this soundtrack. Right from the get-go, when there's this incredible establishing shot of this fog just all over the water, and this boat just very slowly and dramatically makes its way into the frame, the music just makes you slowly and unconsciously grip your chair as you try to back away from whatever is coming at you through this fog. Sometimes the music comes out of nowhere. It's like it's kind of like the Joker in the sense that it is directly illustrating what is going on in the characters' minds, but at the same time, it's also directly illustrating what's happening in the environment around you. It's really hard to describe the effect that music has not only on a soundtrack, but on you personally. So just go watch it and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Do not expect to come out of the theater feeling satisfied and or smart, because this movie doesn't leave anything definitive. It makes you ask questions the entire time, and I knew that going in. When I went into the theater, I was like, okay, pay attention, focus, and try to make little connections here and there. And I think I might have overdone it a bit because I was taking the most minute details and visuals that I saw and trying to form them into this one cohesive picture. But it's not as complicated as that, but it's pretty close to that complicated. And in fact, there's a moment towards the very end of the movie where you feel like you have it, like the answer is right there in front of your face, and then it cuts to a different scene, which leaves you 10 times as confused as you were before. So this is a movie that definitely doesn't spoon feed you anything, but that was actually part of the magic, because when I left the theater, my mind was kind of racing excitedly, like, wow, okay, well, what did that mean, and how did that connect to this? And I guess like that scene meant this, maybe, if this connects here. And I sat down on my computer after getting home and I was scourging around the internet and looking for fan theories and what have you. So it ultimately was more fun that way. Although I suppose if there is one definitive aspect that will make things easier for you is if you are very familiar with Greek mythology. So as weird as that sounds, in a movie about a lighthouse, just be sure that you are well read about your classic Greek mythology tales. Also, the uncredited song is catchy as all get out, and if you're anything like me, you will be singing it nonstop for at least 24 hours after you see the film. The Lighthouse is nothing short of a masterpiece, and I'm giving this one a 9.0 out of 10. So what's one of the most ambiguous films and or frustrating films that you've ever seen? Maybe it's this one, maybe it's No Country for Old Men, maybe it is whatever it is that you've seen. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next cinematic adventure.